You recently moved from profession in contracting to a profession in being a permanent employee as a Scrum Master.
Oh, right.
Let's talk about that. Like, what's different for you?
Yeah. So I want to preface this by saying I'm really grateful for the opportunity of my first Scrum Master role, but it was as a contracted employee, right? I was acting as a consultant and I had zero experience. I probably wouldn't advise someone else to start their Scrum Master career that way. You know, they said it was baptism by fire, so it was pretty tough. But you learn through your failures. So that was a couple years. I learned a lot. But what I'm trying to communicate is I'm now an internal employee at a new company, and I'm finding that I'm much more comfortable in the position of challenging leadership, right?
Yeah.
Trying to get them to change in certain ways, having them look at more efficient possibilities. And I was scared to have those conversations with clients because I wanted to come from a place of helpfulness and I wanted to keep my job. So did you guys ever experience that feeling?
I'm laughing because I have experienced that feeling, but somewhat kind of the opposite, meaning that as a consultant, I was perfectly comfortable telling customers or my clients and challenging, their status quo, how they're working. But I've been also a full-time employee, as you are now, in a company, and asking questions there, oftentimes they just basically said, stay in your lane, right? You're hired to do this, just do that. It's interesting because for me, it was the opposite. I struggled more as an internal employee pushing back than I did as a consultant, primarily because as a consultant, they're bringing you in for a reason. You're the expert, right? They clearly don't have the wherewithal to do what they're trying to do. So I use that to my advantage, I guess.
Sure.
Having said that, it probably would have been the same for me if I had no experience and they put me straight in at a client. I probably would have just went, okay, I'm going to try and appease the client and not get fired and do what's right by my company that put me there. So I can understand that.